In English, asking for a reason is simple. Whether at a family dinner or pitching a CEO in a boardroom, you use one word, why. Try mapping that directly onto Japanese, and the grammar begins to shift based on who is listening. Direct translations often fail because they ignore the social hierarchy built into the language. If you watch anime, talk to peers, or listen on Tokyo streets, you will constantly hear the word Nande. It's the most common, everyday way to ask why. However, Nande carries a level of familiarity that doesn't translate well to professional settings. Using it with a manager or a university professor makes the speaker sound confrontational, as if they are questioning a superior's authority rather than just seeking information. Correctly asking why requires a speaker to first map out the social distance between themselves and the listener before they even choose a word. We can visualize these social tiers as circles of intimacy. The inner circle is the zone of close friends, family, and peers, the only place where Nande is the standard. In this circle, you can use the word entirely on its own. A quick Nande functions as a natural reaction to a surprising statement or an unexpected change in plans. To build a full sentence, you place Nande directly before a casual verb. This is how you would ask a friend why they are going, iku, or why they aren't, ikanai. In spoken Japanese, these questions almost always end with the particle no. This particle softens the question. It signals that you are actively looking for context and understanding, rather than just firing off a blunt interrogation. This combination of nande, a casual verb, and a softening particle creates the foundation for nearly all friendly inquiries in Japanese. The structure changes slightly when you move away from verbs. When asking why about a noun or a certain type of adjective, known as na adjectives, a new rule applies. You insert the character na to bridge the noun or adjective to the no particle. This is how you ask why today is a day off, yasumi, or why they like a specific food, suki. It becomes yasumi nano or suki nano. Beyond the grammar, notice how nande is used in practice. It appears when a friend cancels plans last minute, or when someone finds an object in a room where it doesn't belong. In these moments, the word carries a layer of personal surprise, disbelief, or even light accusation. It's less about a sterile request for data and more about a subjective, emotional reaction to a situation. Because Nande expresses these raw, unfiltered reactions, it stays confined to the inner circle. It is used where speakers are comfortable showing their genuine curiosity or frustration. As we move into the outer circle, the realm of superiors, strangers, and professional environments, the emotional edge of Nande becomes a liability. In these formal spaces, use doshite with polite endings. Doshite desu ka asks for a reason while maintaining respectful distance. You might hear people mix nande with polite grammar, but it sounds unrefined. Doshite ensures you don't sound overly familiar with a superior. When the context shifts to objective writing, such as an essay or a news report, the word changes again to naze. This version removes the subjective emotion entirely to focus on factual cause and effect. There is one final distinction involving how the word is written. The kanji for nande can also ask about method rather than reason. To clear up any confusion, speakers change the pronunciation. When asking how or by what means, the characters are pronounced nani de. If a person asks nani de kitano, they are asking for your method of travel, whether you took the train or a bus, not the reason you decided to visit. Using Japanese grammar effectively requires reading the room. It's about aligning your vocabulary with the social space between you and the person across from you.